everybody. Hi everybody, we're at Wampum Iron Works and there was a forest fire in this area. I just want to see if anything got damaged here. I believe the forest fire was extinguished before it got here. Well, we can see what's going on anyway. Looks like the snow we had damaged the historical buildings more here. Last time I was here, I did the beautiful pink leaf tour. I did see a sign that said, "Thank you, volunteer firemen." So it looks like this made it through the forest fire. But I think the forest fire was just beyond this here. We'll see. So come on, join me today. It's late in the day. Sun is going down. I'll try to get this as much as I can on video here for everybody to see. Okay. A lot of this area was closed to public. I hope I'm allowed here. This whole area was threatened by fire. I remember reading about it. So far, so good. They look like they survived, even though they are damaged from lack of maintenance. You can see all the tire marks here from the fire engines here trying to keep the buildings from burning. They actually sat here and just kept extinguishing the fire from coming over here. I don't see any signs of fire here yet, but we'll see. And as I'm going through here, you can see the garden they had here. Nice little vegetable garden here. Looks like it was active because this is all flowers here. This is such a shame. Every time I see this building now, how they let it deteriorate. This was what I remember when I was a kid called the 200-year-old Inn. It was located way back there where the reservoir is now. And they moved it here to preserve it, but look at that. It's not being preserved. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. That takes money to do stuff. So that was an inn at one time. And the travelers used to stop there along this road. I'm talking about horse and buggy days, not cars. Okay, this is all untouched by the forest fire that was around. It still looks good. Happy to see it's all intact, not touched. So there was a picture that someone had on the internet. They walked down here and took a picture of the forest fire across the reservoir lake here, all burning. And because it's such a drought, the fire could have crept right across. Now the type of fire that was going on, the forest fire, was a ground fire. Now the reason why I'm saying a ground fire is because it wasn't a type of fire that went tree to tree above. It was a type of fire that burned along the ground. Now look at this. It looks like the fire made it all the way over to here. See how it's all charred? Look at that. This was all yeah, look at that. The fire was right across all in those hills there. Wow. That was all burning. It's a, without continue what I was saying, it was a ground fire. In other words, leaves and brush. It swept all on the ground here. And there are very treacherous mountainous conditions, so the firefighters could not get up there to extinguish it easily. So they basically let it burn to got to an area where they were able to extinguish it. And of course, well, we finally got some rain and it even snowed, so it did put the fire out. Thank goodness. We'll just go down here and take a look. So this is all still untouched from the forest fire. I'm glad to see it looks good. No metal detecting, no digging. I like that barn. I always laugh at this house here. I remember that house here when I was a kid. We used to drive down here in my dad's Jeep. And there used to be goats and sheep going in and out of the house door there. So they kept their animals there. Let them roam in and out of their house. And we were always amazed about that they let their animals walk in and out of their own house they lived in. That's funny. There's this pretty bridge here with the view here. I remember quite a while ago, my sister and I, we used to go rowboating here, and we actually took our rowboat for the fun of it. We see how far we got. We actually got it all the way over to this bridge here, rowed it in here. That was so funny. They had a pram, a small pram rowboat, and we sat there and waited till people walked over the bridge, and we just even looked down at us. It's like, what the? That's so funny. Okay, we'll go down here. Take a look, see if there's any fire damage on this trail. That whole mountain where you see lit up in the sun right now was all burning just a couple weeks ago. And here, I just want to show everybody this trail. It's called the Highlands Trail, which, as you can see, goes from the Delaware River all the way to the Hudson River. So what point I'm standing on right now is 52 miles to the Hudson River and 128 miles to the Delaware River. Isn't that amazing? So this was a road, an old horse and buggy road that they used from river to river. And it still exists if you want to hike it. Unlike the Appalachian Trail, but it's still a very long hike you can do by foot. Okay, so let's go down here. So the pink leaves are no longer here. That's gone now. They were gone a long time ago, but if you want to see that on my video, take a look at the past videos. You'll see it. Beautiful to see. So if you're just joining me today, we're at the Long Pond Iron Works, and we're taking a look here. I normally don't come here this time of year, but I want to see if there's any damage from the forest fire that was up here. So far there isn't on this side, but the other side is all charred from the forest fire that was up here. So you're probably thinking, New Jersey has forest fires. Well, yes, this is a very rural area, very mountainous conditions, and thousands and thousands of acres of forest is around here, which is why I live here. I love this area, and I always said I would never move away from this area. It's born in this area, and I'll stay here. That's why I bought a farm in northern New Jersey, because I just think it's so beautiful. Anyway, yes, there is thousands and thousands of acres of untouched land, undeveloped, in northern New Jersey. And of course, South Jersey has the same thing, lots and lots of acres untouched. It's not a busy industrial area, northern all of New Jersey. It is a very beautiful area too. And what happened was there was some forest fires. This was the worst yet, because we had a 3-month dry spell, and when leaves started falling, they don't know how it started, but they believe it was from carelessness. And there were quite a few forest fires around, and this one up here was the worst, and it burned thousands and thousands of acres, or hundreds and hundred acres, one of the two. Don't hold me on that one, but yeah. And that's how it became. So they looked like they were allowed to go here during the forest fire if you wanted to be daring and breathe in all the smoke. But it looks like they closed off the Highlands Trail while the forest fire was burning. And who would be daring or dumb enough to go into a forest fire unless you were, of course, a volunteer fireman? Yes, I see they closed this during the forest fire. Trail closed. Let's see what the sign says. And they mean business. Okay, look, they had strings all across there. They do not want you to go in there. Okay. Trail closed. Trail is currently closed while we evaluate damage from the Jennings Creek wildfire. Trails are reopened as conditions allow. And you know what? You'd probably get in trouble if you went in there. They don't want you in there. Let's see the other one. Silk strip. Look at the strings across. Okay, area closed. Areas currently closed while we evaluate damage from the Jennings Creek wildfire, and we will reopen as conditions allow. And it's at the Highlands Trail, everybody. This is how you get to the Delaware River and the Hudson River. Okay, so this was still open yet. And a little history here. This is what they looked like when they smelted the iron here. Ringwood furnaces at Hewitt. We were just visited the Hewitt Manor. Now we're here. The outbreak of Civil War awakened the industrial power of the northern states. The Cooper and the Hewitt Iron Company built the gunmetal furnace on the Wanakee River in 1862 to supply iron for the manufacture of rifles and other ordnances for the Union Army. The second furnace was completed in 1863, though later converted to burn coal These furnaces closed in 1862. Abraham S. Hewitt directed production. The Hewitt's summer home at Ringwood Manor was headquarters to all of the Long Pond Iron Masters. This is what it looked like. And that was all right here. Oh, an interesting historical thing to see. Now, I wasn't going to go this far here today, but I think I'll just do the loop while I'm here, because I want to see if everything made it through all right. I thought this was all going to be burned out. It is very late in the day. The sun is going down. It's getting cold out. Temperature's supposed to drop down to low upper 20s Fahrenheit. So I just want to get through here right away and get out of here. I'm wearing a light jacket. See? See? There's me. I'm wearing a light jacket, everybody. And I just want to show how treacherous it is. So I am going to do a little treacherous walk here. And hope my camera don't fall over. Here we go. We're going to walk out on these iron spikes here. What do you think, everybody? I came here when I was in my 20s with my sister, and we discovered this place, and and they closed it because of vandalism. But these buildings here house the water wheels, and these were not covered back then. I got pictures of all this area here. Wow, look at that. The fire was right over there, right smack there, all charred. The fire was really, it was right this here. Wow, got that close. That's all burned, all through there. Got that close to here. Ah, that got close. Wow. There's a little brief thing here. Water power. These water wheels converted the power of the Wanacue River to supply forced air to raise the furnace temperatures high enough to melt iron ore into liquid iron. Water was carried from the waterfalls 200 yards upriver to the top of the water wheel. This is a raceway. Now, at one time you were able to visit that waterfalls, but because of people jumping off the cliffs into the water and either getting badly hurt or killed, they closed it. And here's the water wheel. This one's restored. All burned on the other side of the river there. I don't know how the flames didn't make it jump across the river into this area right here. I don't know how it made it. I can smell a tint of smoke here yet from the fire. It smells like old smoke. That way it went to the waterfalls. Down there, I don't think you can see it from my camera, but it's all burned. It's a ground fire, not a different type of fire. A ground fire burns along the ground and burns all the brush and leaves. Okay, so it made it here. It's all good here yet. It didn't burn here. That's good to see. And on the other side, it's all burned, but it's a ground fire. So even though it's devastating for the birds and animals that lived along the ground, the trees and everything should be all right. It just burned the brush and leaves. It was very smoky. They said that it was so smoky that smoke carried all the way to New York City, miles and miles and miles away. And people who lived around here said it was like a war zone, with helicopters flying over and smoke. You couldn't even breathe. A lot of people just left until the fire was out and then came back home, hoping their home was still there. Okay, so we'll head out. I got to see this before I headed back home today. I wanted to make sure this place is still here yet. It's still here. Happy to see it made it through the forest fire. Alright, here's a lookout. So if you were here a couple weeks ago, standing here, you'd probably see that burning all down there. All on fire. There is an old wheelbarrow, type of wheelbarrow they used in the iron mines. I can't imagine, I've said it before in the last video, I can't imagine pushing this at all day long. This heavy iron steel cart, my goodness. This grueling work that they did in a hole in the ground. Oh man. Oh, that is something. I just can't imagine that. Okay. Well, it made it. It didn't get burned here. Oh, I can't get out before it gets dark. It's really getting down to the sun. Sundown's coming down fast. This is the time of year where it just boom and it's dark fast, because you only have a short daylight day now. Couple more weeks, it'll be the first day of winter, which is the shortest daylight day of the year here in northern New Jersey, my area anyway. And then the days start getting longer again, the daylight days. So first day of winter is the shortest daylight day of the year and the longest night. And then it starts going around and getting the other way again. A lot of people celebrate that day because they are excited that